issues. First and foremost, what we are working on continuously, that we have to diversify our trade. The Commissioner gave us a state on ongoing negotiations with India and a number of other countries and regions in Asia, Middle East and Africa. It's of the highest priority for the Danish presidency to move these negotiations as much forward as possible and hopefully also finalize the Mercosur. We also discussed our approach to China. Cooperation and economic interaction with China remain vital in many areas, but we need to be clear-eyed and confront the challenges, including unfair trade practices and recent export control measures. Our trading relationship with China is unbalanced. So today we discussed among ourselves, but also with our American colleagues, how we need to address weaponizing of dependency through the use of our instruments and conditions, through incentives for investments in the EU, and through remaining open and diversifying our supply chains. We need to enhance the EU's capacity in relation to purchasing and stockpiling raw materials. That was also at the top of our mind, and I think this discussion among ourselves was a great bridge builder to the discussion with our American friends, because as you could hear from our doorstep, we have, of course, had some bumps on our street in our bilateral relations, but if we can manage to overcome them and fulfill the implementation of what we agreed this summer, this is definitely an area where we should work closely together to the mutual benefit for Europe and America. I will leave it at that.
Thank you. Thank you very much also for the floor. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Danish presidency and to you, Lars, for organizing extremely loaded council in a way that we are not only managing with time, but on all the topics we had extremely useful discussion, which I think is appreciated by all trade ministers and definitely by the European Commission. I would like to thank you for creating the opportunity for us to debrief the ministers in quite some detail on the process with all our free trade agreements. So we touched upon the Mercosur, which we believe we will push over the finishing line very soon. I was very glad that I could debrief the colleagues on my recent trip where we launch, I believe, new chapter, I would say historic opening for the close cooperation and new trade and investment partnership with the CPTPP countries. As you know, there are 12 countries, mostly in Pacific, who would like to work much closer with us, and this is, I think, extremely important signal, because we are talking about 30% of GDP and 40% of trade. Then I provided the detailed information about ongoing negotiations with India, with UAE, and the interest of all other Gulf countries to join the track and to start working again on the region-to-region agreement. And I expressed my hope that by 2027 we would be in the position to complete the free trade negotiations with Philippines, Thailand and Malaysia. So we are clearly diversifying as much as possible, opening new market access for our entrepreneurs, for our businesses. Everywhere we have very important chapters on managing the critical raw materials and on economic security, and I really would like to thank the Danish presidency for strong support in that regard. We also provided information about our discussions with China, about the outcome of the summit from the summer, and especially recent discussion on the supply of so-called legacy chips. As you know, this is ongoing process which requires a lot of political attention and close cooperation, not only with Netherlands but with many of the European countries, and especially with the industry. So once again, thank you very much. I think we covered the US topic together with our American partners, And as Mr. Asmussen just highlighted, I would need to excuse myself because we are continuing with the program, and we are not just going to have the meeting with very important businesses, and the program will go until the late evening today.
Thank you so much. One question. We'll go for your news.
It's a question for Commissioner Sefcovic. Mr. Ludnik just said that he expected, if not the EU to backtrack, but at least to adapt its digital legislation. Isn't it a red line for the EU? Is it really on the table?
I think that both Secretary Latnik and Ambassador Gurrier also talked to my colleagues who are directly responsible for this topic this morning, and I think that we did our utmost to explain how our legislation is working. We explained that this is not discriminatory, it's not aimed at American companies, and I think that we just simply need to do more of the explanation in that regard. And I'm sure that my colleagues and myself will engage in that process. And therefore, I think that all the responses we provided just a few minutes ago are still completely valid. And at this stage, I don't think that there is anything more to add. And I'm very sorry we have to run. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
How many years?